Hey, you guys, thanks for hopping on. Happy Monday. I love these calls. I love all of you. I think that this community is everything. It's live, it's so good. And I just need to tell you guys that I have so much belief in what we're capable of in this business. And I'm just so excited to partner with you. Teresa and I just made mine, Teresa, for Team Happy and Fit for the Good Vibe Tribe. You have one coach sneak peek where it's running nonstop. So if you guys are a little bit nervous about talking about coaching, this coach sneak peek will kind of take all, not kind of, it will take all the guessing out of how to talk to someone about coaching. So there's two ways you can use this. One, adding people to it. Go seek out one of us or the page, wherever your main hub is, and type in coach sneak peek or something like that, or ask in the team page. Someone can direct you to it. So one, you can add people to it, or two, you can learn about how we communicate it, if that makes sense. I do have a canned response on how to talk about coaching through an email. But honestly, it's not about what it is. It's more of your conviction and belief of why someone would be good at this. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. Another thing before Teresa gets us started is that we just talked about this on a Zoom before, if some of you were on that, is doing I kind of made up the name, Teresa, is a systematic webinar, and how to run your business in a system but personalized way that you don't have to second guess what to say to people, how to find people, and how to stay organized. That it's kind of all there, and we'll teach you our best practices when it comes to systems, because Teresa and I travel a lot. We are all over the place. She's a mom of two, and we don't just sit at our computer all day, like somehow massively keeping everybody intact. We have specific systems to help us operate, because honestly, you guys, I want you guys to get a point in your business where you're making six figures, but you're not sitting at your computer for 8 hours a day. That literally you could work your business in an hour to 3 hours, depending on, sometimes we work a little bit more, depending on what season and what's going on. But to where you could literally build a six-figure business or more simply by just having a strong system. But you're still being very personalized with others to move the needle forward. So Teresa's going to go ahead and get us started. You all are amazing. Thank you for being on.
Okay, so who was on last week when we talked about the setting your focus for the week? Anybody? Yes, Kirsten. Okay, so in the chat box and on your notebook paper in front of you, I want to just kind of spend the next 10 minutes setting your focus and your intention for the week ahead. So a lot of times in coaching, especially when you're a newer coach, it can feel very overwhelming, and you're like, is what I'm doing even getting me anywhere? Am I doing the wrong things? Am I focusing on the wrong things? Is there things I should be doing that I'm not? This will help you feel at ease with what you are doing. So first, I want you guys to set your focus for the week. Are you inviting to a challenge group? If so, what is the group name? Or are you trying to, let's say, hit Emerald and you're inviting to your team this week? So set your intention. And then once we have that set, it makes our focus for the week more clear. So what I want you to do after that is draw a big cross down, or a line down the middle of your page and then across your page. So you have 4 quadrants. And the top left square, I want you to write personal business. Team on the bottom left, or challengers, if you don't have a team yet. And then on the top right, I am going to put family. If you have a full-time job, you might want to make sure you leave 1 square for that. So I'm going to do family, and then I'm going to do personal. So basically the 2 that you need to have are personal business and team and challenger, but then you also have to say, like, what's important in my life? Where do I need to also put a lot of focus into this week, and make sure you have spaces for those 2 things as well. So then put your focus at the top of the paper. So I'm inviting to my team this week because I want to add 2 PS coaches this month. Okay, so that's my personal focus this week. and whatever yours is. Then in these 4 quadrants, I want you to write down the things that you want to get done. So in your personal business, what do you want to do this week? You want to listen to the National Wake Up Call replay if you didn't get on live today. You want to post on social media. Maybe you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you put little boxes next to each day of the week and cross those out when you post twice that day. Maybe you want to set up your next challenge group. Actually, that would be in the bottom, I guess, left. Think of all the tasks that you want to accomplish just in this week, not in the whole entire month, but just this week, and fill those out for each quadrant of your piece of paper. When you're done, type done in the chat box so we know where you guys are at. Another thing to think about is like, I have to send cards out to my team members that hit Success Club last month. Yeah, whoops. I have to send out cards and prizes to my challenge group, things like that. Like every little thing you can think of that you can tackle this week, put that down.
So some that I have, just to give you guys some clarification, is that we have exactly a week left of this month. And it's seriously so much time. And I know that it can feel a little bit stressful if your goal is Success Club or whatever. So I want to get 8 more Success Club points. So I want to help 4 more people. I have a coach to welcome in the team page. Maybe that's a team 1. Either way, I want to help 2 more coaches get started, and I need to answer all of my Facebook messages. Literally, like they're just staring at me in the face. So I need to answer those back. As far as team goes, I want to do that, set up the graphic for the systematic webinar. And I want to set up graphics for my challenge group. That's starting in 2 weeks. I just want to get all the graphics done and then upload them, but not put the content yet. I need to send a coach an Emerald gift for family, daily park with Wyatt, date night with Eric, and then for personal, eating 100% clean for 7 days, and do all of my Shift Shop workouts, my morning devotion, and then get halfway through the Power of Positive Leadership. So they can range from different things of shower every day. Maybe that's honestly your goal, which I need to set for myself. Maybe it's to organize your closet. Like maybe it's to make your bed every single day. Did you know the people who make their beds every single day are more successful in life? Like it's actually a statistic. Like you feel less stressed simply because
I learned that in high school. My gymnastics teacher taught me that, and I literally will randomly text her a picture of my bed because I make it every morning. My bedroom can look like a freaking tornado hit it, but if I make my bed, it's like I accomplished something already today. That's awesome. And then when you go to bed, you're getting into a nice made bed, so you feel calm. Like, okay, not everything in my life is crazy.
Yay. Yeah, exactly. For sure. Marissa, can you share maybe one thing from each quadrant that you don't share all of them, but just one thing?
That's fine. My personal business would be, I want to get 2 more Success Club points before I can hit Success Club for the first time this month. My team one would be to announce the new coach that I just got signed up this week. So I need to announce her. I plan on doing that today. And then my family/job is to organize my desk at work because it's driving me crazy because I have papers everywhere. And my personal would be to step back up on my Miracle Morning routine.
Ooh, that's such a good goal. Can you just tell us real quickly, where did your coach come from? Was she a challenger, or unless it was a he, challenger, or someone who had been following you, or who's your coach?
It's actually really funny because this is she. She kind of was with me when I first was in another group a while ago, and me and her were kind of going through it together. And so I hate saying that, I kind of jumped because our coach basically just left us both. So we were basically just hanging by ourselves. So I left and I jumped on with Mariah, and she got in touch with me and asked if I still was coaching or whatever. I was like, yeah, but I hate to say it, I kind of just parted ways. And she's been following me for almost 2 years now since I started this. So she's been seeing me do everything, and she was doing 80-day obsession and everything. I was like, look, you've been doing this already, so why not just get back in it? So she's actually signed up Saturday or Sunday. So
that is amazing. And people want to follow the right people, and it's just cool that you found a team that just speaks to your heart. And I think that's huge. I think that's such a big testament to you and to also our team. Amber, can you share one thing from each quadrant?
Okay, so in one I have school. So I really want to study for my pesticide applicator license exam on Thursday. So I have to read like the whole book of that because I kind of procrastinated on that one. I'd like to hit Success Club this month for my business. Get my stuff done for my internship, all the paperwork filled out for a personal, and get my workout in, and then find 3 challengers for my new challenge group.
Yay, that's so awesome. So a couple ways you could find new challengers is one, share about what you're craving in life. So for example, you guys, I ate 4 cupcakes yesterday. I've been telling everybody. I don't know if I'm proud of it or not proud of it. Not sure because I keep talking like I'm proud of it. I thought it was pretty massively impressive to eat 4 big cupcakes. Did I say 3? It was 4. And so what I did today, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to clean up my nutrition. So I'm following the Shift Shop meal plan. Never said Shift Shop. I just said I cannot wait to follow this program that takes the guessing out of feeling my absolute best. And so I just have been sharing about it. So on my Instagram stories, I shared all my meal prepping. I made a post about it. Like I'm sprinkling it everywhere. In my challenge group, I went live about meal prepping a little bit. Just talking about it. So how you can find a challenger is talk about what you're craving and why you need it. So maybe for you, you're like, school's really crazy. Like my outlet is my workout. I don't know about all of you, but studying for tests can literally just make me feel so exhausted. And I love that I have more energy to pour into my studying, that you're not crashing and relying so much on caffeine. That might be a lie. So you be truthful, whatever that is. But like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, that's so cool to me, Amber, that like you have a lot of stressful things happening, but you're using workouts as an outlet is huge. So think about the stressed out person who's following you and why they need a quick workout. You're not going to tell them the name of it because you don't know what one you're going to help them with. They might need 22-minute hardcore. And I would just massively keep talking about that. Like, I'm pressed for time. So thankful I have a short workout. It's helping me with this. So that's how I would talk about that. Whoever likes and comments on your post, I would send them like, hey, Amber, thank you so much for the love and support on my post. Life has been so crazy, but I just have to tell you, this has been such an awesome, positive outlet for me. I just feel like I'm at my best. And typically the old me would have been a mess and really stressed out and full of anxiety and stress. I'm so thankful that you're supporting me. And I just can't help but think that you should do this alongside me. So more like join with me. So I would reach out to those people. And you guys, you can never talk about it enough. And I know that sounds really weird. I gave this example before. Was Rachel Hollis talks about her book every day. She talks about Girl Wash Your Face every single day. And so you have to find a way, and I do this too. So please follow Teresa and I. You'll see us. You may not even realize it. You might not even realize that we're talking about a group or coaching, but we somehow like put it in there, right? And then also lastly, how to find a challenger and how to get Success Club. Vulnerability. Today, I shared a picture of my cellulite legs and just went with it. That's just me. I'm just going to be straight up and real with it, right? So where are you struggling with self-care? Where are you struggling in your mindset? And how are you struggling to love yourself? And how are you working through it? That is going to connect you so deeply with a big post that was real hit for me. Was I was in my bathing suit in the Target, and maybe you saw it, the Target dressing room, and I was like, I walked in there like a boss. That has never happened the way that it happened tonight. And ladies, it may not be in the future that I walk in like that, but man, do I feel good today. Like who knows, in a week, I might not feel that good because 4 cupcakes later, you know what I'm saying? But it just shows like, oh my gosh, like I'm having wins. That was my transformation, and it wasn't even a side by side. So for tomorrow, for Transformation Tuesday, how could you connect with your challenger on such a real, raw level? And Teresa and I share this story. I was so mad at her a couple of weeks ago when she was telling me she was struggling with the way she was feeling. And I said, yeah, you've told your following, right? And she's like, no. I literally walked away from her, so dramatic, on the street, like hunched over on a thing. She can vouch for me. And I just yelled, you're killing me. Like, no, I can't talk to you anymore. I said, Teresa, you need to go share that with your following. Because sometimes we even forget, because it's just a part of our daily life. We don't think it's like big, or like it's just our life. And she shared it. And so many people with the same thing reached out to her. So if you guys are struggling with anxiety, with depression, if you're struggling with feeling bloated, if you're struggling to like yourself in pictures taken of you, like, being a coach isn't perfect, and being a coach is being relatable. And so anytime you catch yourself having that moment of default or fault, or that moment of shame, or that moment of disgust, you take those 30 pictures and you delete 29 of them. Use the one you wanted to delete and tell people. I did another picture with Teresa. We're laughing and I loved it, and she can vouch for me. I literally go, ew! I yelled that out because there's this huge roll on my stomach. And I was like, we've got to keep it because I've got to share it. But it was like hard for me. But it was so healing to me after I shared it, because I was like, oh my gosh, one, so many women connected with this. But two, dang, I really like that picture because I'm laughing so hard in it. I think we were fake laughing even, but it was just so cute. And but that was another one that related. People like, thank you for posting that. But that was a picture I literally said, ew, that's a problem. That is a problem when we look at ourselves in a picture and say, ew. And that's a story in itself. Maybe you don't have that. Yay, are you like, you can even say like, I literally took 100 pictures of myself trying to find the right pose. Boy, is that a problem. And like, be like, ladies, we've got to do better. Who else does that? That's an invite. Who else does that? That someone was asking, like, what's a call to action? That is permission for someone to say, I've done that. I've done that. And then when Amber says, I've done that, I say, Amber, oh my gosh, I have to tell you about the journey I've been on. Like, you spoke to my heart when you could relate to me in that. You need to do this with me. Like, we need to do this together, and we need to be side by side, cheering each other on through this process, because it is so hard to do this alone. And I can't have you do this alone. I have connected with a community where I don't feel alone anymore. Even though I'm struggling to love the skin I'm in, I just have to tell you that I have so much hope with the people. Man, you guys, I'm dropping these, and this is 100% going to help you help other people when you can connect. You guys are all nodding, and I'm like feeding off that because I'm making up posts, but it's like, that's how you relate to someone, or through those stories, instead of like, I have a 10-day group coming up. Who wants to join? Yeah, no one. Because they want to be a part of your story and transformation. So thank you for sharing that, Amber. I think that's really cool that you're saying that, and that pesticide thing. That just sounds very complicated and crazy and really cool. Anyone else want to share something that they had in their quadrant? I think what's really cool about this share is that it gives someone an idea to what to write for self-care and goals throughout this process. Anyone else want to go? Teresa, you can go as well. Laura.
Okay, so I added one thing in I'll just share mine. Okay, so personal business, I did the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 boxes next to each. I'm going to cross them out as I do my social media posts. Then I did next to that, I did an I for invite. So I put 2 check boxes under each day for 2, like literally, you guys, and Julianne may do this completely different and may send way more a day, but for me, 2 straight up invites a day is good. That's, like, I'm consistent everywhere else. So 2, that's fine with me. Get my emails answered and empty out my inbox. I have 7 messages right now that I've been avoiding all day. Team and challenger, a systematic webinar. upload my challenge group content, send new coach gifts, send out Success Club gifts, go live in the sneak peek page, family, date night, and then Jax's birthday. I hired princesses to come to her party. I'm so stoked. So I have to get stuff ready for that. And then personal, I've got to get some lab work done, have to go to the pharmacy and pay off my camera.
Yay. And so as you guys are going through this, I just need to show you, like in my my notebook, I always make a list, but I don't challenge myself to cross them all off. I cross off the ones that are super important to me, like the 2 to 3 things that, like, for example, I had 2 potential coach calls today. And you guys, all we do is chat. It's not like this, well, let me tell you about the ingredients of Shakeology. Like, it's not like that. I'm literally just connecting with them. So, like, that was a big needle moving day for me by having those chats. I created a sneak peek for our team, like just different things like that. And then what I'll do is I'll just move them to the next day. So for you guys with these quadrants, please, please, please understand that there are very important things that need to get done, and then there's less important things that need to get done. But sometimes our to-do list can overwhelm us as coaches. And so with your coaching list, the biggest and best thing you can do is one, self-care. The only way that you can ever move anywhere in this business is self-care, even if you're frustrated with it, even if you're not the most confident. Like when I struggled through our miscarriage, I showed up every day and had to peel myself out of bed. It was really difficult to want to even hit play. It was really difficult to want to even show up. It was massively hard to type a social media post, like, and just all like the transparency. But I knew working on myself, I could get through the hardest moment of my life. And I did. Like, I got through it. I became a warrior because of it. And so what I want you guys to realize is that it's not like all rainbows and butterflies when it comes to coaching, but with this list, and if you really have this desire to do more with coaching, help more people, reflects your paycheck a lot. And it's just really cool that you guys can build a bridge to freedom financially by simply being passionate about helping other people and working on yourself. And so it all starts with self-care. That has to be a non-negotiable every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's really difficult. Like, it's really difficult to want to like read your book when you're so tired. So give yourself the gift of 5 minutes. Give yourself the gift of 10 minutes. Even with your workout, you're so tired, give yourself the gift of 5 minutes of your workout and then just see after that, if that makes sense. And then just share the real raw you. And so what Teresa's saying, she does 2 invites a day. But if you were to look at her social media, every day in her social media, there's some kind of connection to an invite. It may not say join me. It may not say message me, but she'll somehow talk about, she just talked about she was able to go to her kids' school picnic, and it was cool that she didn't have to take any time off, that she could just go and be with her kids. And so that was an invite. And so you guys don't have to do this full time in order to invite. So it can be simply like, oh my gosh, I love that I got to connect with women across the country on how to better ourselves. Usually and typically what you find, women aren't building each other up and wanting success for each other. They're tearing each other down or keeping all the secrets to themselves. It's pretty cool that I can surround myself with people who don't have a scarcity mindset, but genuinely just want me to be healthier and happier. That's pretty awesome. And so that's another way of like breadcrumbing, right? Laura, who's on this call, no joke, we worked out together and she started seeing pictures of our Zoom call. And she said, Julianne, what is that? Like, I want that. Like, what is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, you need this. Like, I 100% believe in it. And so that's just really how we started talking about coaching. Isn't that really cool? Because I started talking about the community and how much I love it. So as far as your quadrant of coaching, 2 to 3 things a day that will move the needle for your business. So a lot of you, I'm hearing Success Club. Success Club, if you focus on the slack and the lack of like, no one wants to join me, no one's doing this, like, I don't even know who to reach out to. Don't look at it like that, but think about it like this. How can I make a post that truthfully and authentically connects with someone versus trying to think about how this can become viral or how I can get the most attraction in it? But think more along the lines of like, what is really pulling at my heartstrings? What am I really struggling to love about myself right now? What is very frustrating in my life right now? Like maybe you have a family member that's getting in your way and you're like, this is hard. Hashtag coaches who rise, right? Like, it's just like, how can we rise up together through the struggle? And you just share that. So for me, it was nutrition. And so I'm going to keep breadcrumbing all week about like how I can do this. And now I want to help a lot of people with the Shift Shop meal plan because I know that it'll change their life. And then as far as, remember, scrolling social media is not coaching. Being in the team page all day is not coaching. Being a chronic coach, answering every notification is not going to help you with success. So the best way you can do that is just make sure that you do get an authentic post step that it doesn't have to be sappy or sad, by the way, with authentic. It can simply just be like how you crushed it that day and that felt awesome. Like, it can be super inspiring and like it doesn't have to be like sad, if that makes sense. But just remember that like you can effectively work your business by simply posting on social media, connecting genuinely to people. If you were in a Starbucks and you saw someone get a bride coffee, meaning they're getting married that day, when you say congratulations to them. So when you see people getting engaged or married, pregnant, having a baby, I saw someone who's homesick and she made a post. All I did was send her a voice message and I said, Katie, homesickness is so real. I experienced that. It took me about a year to get through it. I'm here for you. And I just like, you're not alone. And that's all I told her. So I connect genuinely based on what I see. Does that make sense? And that's a good needle moving thing in your business. You're genuinely connecting with people. I didn't say challenge groups, didn't say anything with coaching. I just am connecting. And so as you're working your business, and honestly, it doesn't have to be more than an hour. It can be even less if you're genuinely connecting with people, making a genuine post that's you, and just understanding that success doesn't play favorites. You just have to be pretty good about your time and what you're doing with that. Teresa, I went on a real long thing there, so take it away, sister.
No, I mean, I completely agree. It's just like, I think too often we think about like, when I said invites, like, yeah, either like, for me, that was like personally reaching out and privately inviting. Like, I always invite in my stories, like every day I invite in my stories on a post, but privately reaching out and messaging people terrifies me. So I have to be conscious of doing it and like make an effort.
Can you tell us what you say, and like where, like, are these people on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Like, what do you guys want to know what she's saying in a private message? I want to know. So what is it? How do you find these people? What are you saying to them?
So basically, like I find it easiest to communicate with people through my stories on Instagram, because they get to know like my personality, they get to know my kids, they get to know what makeup I like, things like that. And then they open a conversation with me. They'll like comment and say like, what do you use for foundation? And then like, boom, we're already friends. Like, I use this. And then like, I'll respond to their stories and like, we'll keep going back and forth until it's like, I feel like we're friends. And then I'll be like, have you ever considered joining one of my groups? You would love it. Like, I can already tell, like, we were meant to be friends. Literally, that's how easy it is. It's not just like, I don't go into everything I post hoping that I'm going to get a successful point out of it. Like, no, that is so, like, I would hate this business if that's how I felt about it. I just seriously share like everything, you know, obviously within reason. And I connect with people. And so when I follow people on Instagram, I will instantly go watch their story if they have one, and I will send them a message from something on their story. So like, let's say they're playing with their kid and I'll be like, oh my gosh, she is so cute. She reminds me of my daughter. You know, I'll say like, oh my gosh, it looks so nice out there. Where do you live? I mean, you guys, it's just like, how can I send this person a message without it being an invite, but I want to connect with them? That's what I do. And like when I'm actually going to invite, it's people I've done this with back and forth for like maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. But when it feels right, I just ask.
So easy. So maybe on your tasks in your quadrant for personal business, I'm going to DM from a story, like not a Beachbody related thing, but to a story. I'm just going to practice DMing 10 people based on their story. And you can even add Teresa and I in that. So it gets you practicing of like, okay, like I told Julianne that I hit snooze today. You know what I mean? Like be like, I hit snooze, like I'm gonna set the goal tomorrow, because I always do that every day on my stories. So you can get practicing by doing it even to us to get you going. So what I'm thinking, we're gonna finish this up. I'm gonna hit end